This is the Shawn1113 podcast show. This episode is recorded on January 20th, 2026. Thank you so much for listening in, wherever you may be in the world, anywhere and everywhere in the world, and whatever platform you're listening to, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, Amazon Music, Audacity, Podcast Addict, and many other more, Podcast Republic, many other many other platforms you may be listening to, Spotify for creators, Spotify itself, iHeartRadio, you name the podcast platform, I am right there. The Shawn1113 podcast show is there. And if you love this content, please put Shawn47k at gmail.com, Shawn47k at gmail.com for any commentary, and share this podcast as well and this episode as well. And with that, let us actually start with college football first. Because congratulations are in order to the Indiana Hoosiers for winning the national championship over Miami. Terrific football game. If you have not seen at least the highlights of it, check it out. The block punt by Indiana and the Mendoza run that will be remembered. Fernando Mendoza will be remembered. And I'm going to say this right now: if the Las Vegas Raiders are smart, they would get Mendoza in a heartbeat with the first pick. I there's no doubt about it. Mendoza is definitely a the number one pick in the draft. And if the Las Vegas Raiders pass on him, they will definitely regret it. After so many quarterbacks come in. So with that, I am a Miami Hurricane fan for the most part. I'm very proud of the Hurricanes because they made it this far. Yes, they lost and it sting. It's a disappointment. But I'll tell you, very proud of them. Some people didn't even want them to be there when they got picked in the CPFP playoffs. But the way but they made it this far is an incredible achievement that should carry over to the 2026-27 college football season. But Indiana, I have to give all the credit in the world to them. Kurt Signetti has built a program within 3 seasons in one of the most remarkable Indiana football, which used to be Indiana basketball, is one of the most remarkable stories in the history of college football, and especially era, in this era, and go undefeated no less. It's a remarkable story. It really Indiana football, a remarkable story. It really is. I mean, I gotta tip my hat. There's no doubt about it. So congratulations to the Indiana Hoosiers to winning the national championship and going undefeated. I don't know how many times we're going to, in this modern era, that you'll see a team go undefeated and have this kind of storyline. And also the winner is Nick Saban because Cristobal and Signetti are Nick Saban disciples. So Nick Saban has to piece of the national championship, if you ask me. Now, with that out of the way, with the college football season over, our focus is going to be eventually the focus is going to be in Major League Baseball, NBA. I almost forgot on on the last episode. I got if you're a tennis fan, the Australian Open Tennis Championship. The first major is already on, if not already of this recording. PGA golf, English Premier League football, world football that is. Coming soon, FIFA. If you're Super Bowl, I mean, all kinds of stuff. Coming at you, March Madness sooner or later in college basketball, all kinds of stuff. Speaking of English Premier League, very disappointed in Man City getting beat by Man United the way they did. Anytime you lose to United, it stinks. But particularly when you don't even score a goal. Yeah. But I gotta give Man City their props. I don't know what the hell to tell you about that. But Arsenal still in the lead by 7. Man City, Aston Villa. Um, Again, the question is still going to be for Arsenal: can they hang on to win the Premier League championship eventually? That's my question. That's my only question about that. I'm sure there are other leagues that might have the same thing. We'll see. But we'll see as time goes on, as we get into May. Now back to the NFL and my Miami Dolphins. They just hired Jeff Hadley as the head coach of the team. I tell you, I don't know about that. I'm trying to. I hope he's a Green Bay guy. I hope he's not a no Joe film because that's the last person we need. A Ken Cameron, who was coach of Indiana, oddly enough, or Joe Philbin. We don't need a Joe Philbin. Jeff Hadley, can he get the job done? We'll see. It's a way for me as a Dolphin. Is a wait and see attitude. What he has on his staff, what he has players coming in the draft, all kinds of stuff. Oh, I almost forgot. It is the NFL draft, one of the biggest things. Again, one of the biggest things. And one of the things Roger Goodell did right, has done right, is moving the NFL draft out of New York City into all over the NFL. And why is the NFL as big as it is? The draft is huge. It's become a huge event. So I, for that, I gotta give Roger Goodell for that. Meanwhile, and at NFC and AFC championship game, this is going to be a long video, long podcast, by the way. So bear with me on that. Um, was that a catch on Brandon Cooks and McMillian? It was an interception or probably a fumble. They can question that as a fumble. It was not, oh, McDermott getting fired. Well, yeah, that's not a shock. But I'll tell you, it was an interception in my opinion because when you look at the play, first of all, McMillian without that INT, McMillian did not give up on the play. That's the biggest reason why Denver won that game and went on to win that game against Buffalo. Cooks had the ball, but he never had control as they were turning, and McMillian just happened to get it on that loose ball. If you look closely, but it was a close play. I can see why Buffalo fans were pissed about it, but it was an interception in my opinion at the end of the game. And Cooks pretty much knows that once he caught that ball going down and the ball was loose and did not have control, that was it. That was it. And then Denver, Bo Nix gets a broken ankle in overtime. Oof, oof, brutal, brutal. So is Jimmy Butler, Golden State. Wow. But in that, I'm going to pick the AFC and NFC championship games. Congratulations in order for the rest of the teams: Seattle, New England, the AFC, and the LA Rams. And if you've seen that throw by Caleb Williams, the forced overtime in the first place, you got to see it. That was crazy. One of the craziest fadeaway throws that was lucky as hell. Really was. But they still lost. That doesn't change that fact. Give the Rams all the credit in the world. On the coaching, as far as I'll make those picks in a bit. On the coaching front, Stefanski going to Atlanta may not. It's probably a decent fit. There, Pittsburgh. I was not expecting Mike Tomlin to resign. I was. I must admit that. Baltimore. Again, other teams are left, so we got to see what happens there. Well, we're going for one listener mentioned to me that they're not going by the usual stuff anymore with retreads and stuff, retread coaches. I don't know about that. Let's see how the coaching. Let's see how the teams that, of course, there's a vacant now in Buffalo as well. There's some coaching. Let's see if we're going still on that trend of assistants becoming head coaches or full-time coaches, or we're going back to retreads as they usually do. So we'll see what happens there. That's for the rest of the hires. Like I said, Miami, Atlanta do have their head coaches now. So we'll see what happens if and the New York Giants with John Marble. So with that, now let me make my picks for Sean Steele's conference championship picks. Here we go. It's going to be in the AFC, New England and Denver. I'm going to pick New England. Then in the NFC, LA Rams, Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to pick Seattle in a slight one. It can go either way, really and truly go either way with that one. And so although I wouldn't be shocked if Denver went, and I certainly wouldn't be shocked if the Rams go. It wouldn't shock me at all. So that's my Sean Steele's NFL Conference Championship picks. And that is it for the Shawn1113 podcast show. Enjoy whatever sport you're watching or attending to. Oh, I almost forgot the NHL, by the way. Enjoy the NHL. I'll get back to that in a little bit as time goes on, as the NFL football season is about to end, because in 2 weeks, um, February 9th will be the Super Bowl. Um, and no, I will not be watching the halftime show with Bad Bunny. Forget it. I'll be watching the Puppy Bowl and Tiddlywinks. Okay, I'd rather watch that for a halftime show and the Puppy Bowl as well. And with that, that is well. If you don't know what Tiddlywinks, look it up. I'll watch anything but the halftime show. I can tell you that right now. Now with that, that is the Shawn1113 podcast show, recorded on January 20th, 2026. Boy, this month has gone pretty fast, honestly. Honestly. And with that, thank you so much for listening. Please stay encouraged no matter what. Live your life as normal as possible in an abnormal world, and question everything and anything. God bless you. Thank you for listening.